if you don't know where to begin, better ask Win.
Shane, very good to see you. We're going to start with a question. I'm sure you have this conversation all the time with your clients. Am I tax ready for retirement? Taxes, of course, don't disappear in retirement, even though we wish they would. In fact, understanding tax implications becomes even more important. So let's talk through 4 questions that you should ask your advisor before you retire. The first, how will my situation change once I retire?
Well, people often have this thought in their mind that, hey, once I retire, I won't have an earned income, and all of a sudden I won't really have to pay any taxes. What we're finding is that doesn't really usually seem to be the case. Most of the students and the clients that we talk to really find it kind of stunning how much they have to pay in tax in retirement. And that's driven by these tax brackets largely, but also from the fact that, the largest portion of their savings is likely in a pre-tax retirement account that is completely taxable when it comes time to be spent, and can also affect tax on Social Security and even Medicare in some cases.
Mm-hmm. So the next question, are there any strategies to reduce my tax liability in retirement?
There absolutely are. And the single biggest one, I think, is to try to get your sources of retirement income to be coming from tax-free things like Roths, cash value life insurance. If you can have tax-free income coming in retirement, you'll have, first of all, the tax savings on that income itself. You'll have tax savings on your Social Security provisional income calculation, which means you won't have to get a portion of your Social Security taken away in taxes, and you'll also avoid any potential what's called IRMA adjustment or penalty on your Medicare premium.
Mm-hmm. And that brings us, of course, to our next question. Should I consider a Roth conversion then before I stop working?
Well, I think in most cases, it's probably not a bad idea to start as early as possible, right? So even if you're still working, really we're seeing tax brackets right now as low as they've been in basically any of our lifetimes. We're fairly hopeful to see tax brackets stay this low. We are fairly certain the new administrations can at least try to extend them or make them permanent potentially. But no one's really complaining about low tax brackets. So use them to your advantage right now so that we can get some money moving into that tax-free world, because the longer it has to grow in a tax-free world, the better. You have a 5-year clock on a Roth that you have to start if you don't have one already. And really that tax-free money will never be a bad thing to you in retirement.
Yeah, start in your 20s.
That's the best time, right?
Exactly. With your Roth accounts. Okay, the last question, Shane, comes down to your withdrawal strategy. What are the tax implications from withdrawing from my various accounts?
Well, like we kind of talked about, right? If you have a 401k, an IRA, a 457, all of these different pre-tax types of accounts, retirement accounts from work, those have not been taxed. And so when you take $1 out, that dollar is added to your income for that year and taxed as ordinary income if it was coming from a job, for example. So that tax is a big thing. And if you have a lifestyle that you want to maintain in retirement, you will typically spend a fairly good amount of money in retirement, which means your taxes will likely not necessarily drop. And the more you take out of those pre-tax retirement accounts, the higher you'll drive the tax on your Social Security. And if you hit a certain point, it'll even drive up a penalty or tax above and beyond your standard Medicare premium. So you want to make sure you pay attention to that, because again, folks just believe taxes in retirement go down, but it's really quite the opposite.
Yeah, we want to enjoy the retirement we work so hard for. Good
We
point.
do, and we don't want to be worried about the IRS, right?
No, right. So the sooner we can have this conversation with a professional, the better. So Shane, if somebody wants to walk through these questions with you to find out if they are tax ready for retirement, how can they reach you?
Best way to reach us is online or via phone here at the office. Our website is winstonandcompanies.com, or give us a call here at the office, 602-456-1928.
All right, Shane, thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciate
Thanks, Erin.
it.
Got a plan for your retirement, 'cause you know it's just down the road. But if you don't know where to begin, better ask Win.